Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a first impressions on the new Clinique Biy Blend It Yourself Pigment Drops. If you want to see what I think about this, just keep watching. Before I apply this, I want to give you guys just a brief explanation on what it says on the Ulta website, which is where I got this from. And the price is $33. So again, these are from Clinique. These are the Blend It Yourself Pigment Drops. And I tried the Cover FX custom cover drops and I didn't like the consistency, but when I swatched these in store, I actually really liked the texture of them. I mean, they were still full coverage, but a little thinner and a little less intimidating to me. And I got the shade 110. It says, transform your favorite moisturizer into a BB, CC, or fuller coverage foundation. One drop of Clinique Biy Blend It Yourself Pigment Drops creates sheer cover. 2 or 3 a flawless finish. Since Clinique Biy takes on the finish of the moisturizer you blend it with, expect a more matte finish with a mattifying moisturizer or a more dewy radiant finish when blended with a moisturizer that contains optics for all skin types. I'm definitely going to be mixing 2 to 3 drops for a fuller coverage, and I'm going to be using this new primer that I haven't tried out, but I swatched it and I love it, and I love this foundation. It's the Rimmel London Lasting Finish Primer. The Lasting Finish foundation is one of my absolute favorites, so I figured I would test it out with this. The product is really small, like the box is really, really tiny, and it comes in this container, which I actually really like personally, better than the Cover FX drops, because it has a dropper that I think is super messy, and this is like a little teeny tiny dropper. So I really like the packaging of this so far. The shade seems to match me pretty well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this primer, squeeze it on the back of my hand, and then I'm going to take 2 to 3 drops of these. Ooh. It's a little runny. And I'm going to take a concealer brush and mix it all together. And let's start applying it. Hope this works out because I really want it to. It looks a little light mixed with my primer, but I'm hoping once I blend it out, definitely did not mix enough. Okay. So I'm going to take a little bit more primer, a couple more drops. Okay, let's stick with that for now. I'm going to use my beauty blender. Let's try this. I think 2 to 3 drops is still pretty sheer for coverage. I mean, it could also be the primer, but definitely sheer. I'm gonna try and layer it up. So I'm gonna take the rest of the primer that I have in my hand, add like a drop more, and just add it over the areas where I think that I need it. I do, off the bat, like them a lot better than the Custom FX cover drops. So I'm going to finish off the rest of my makeup, add some concealer over these spots, and I want to see how well it lasts during the day and how it looks when I finish the rest of my makeup. Hey guys, so I'm back. I finished applying the rest of my face makeup. Just in case you guys wanted to know, to set the rest of that foundation that I put on, I used my Maybelline Better Skin Super Stay Powder Foundation just because I use this all the time, so I know how it looks on my skin. I didn't want to try a new powder because then I wouldn't know if it was the foundation or the powder that I didn't like. And then just to set underneath my eyes, I used a little bit of the Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder. Okay, so here are my first impressions so far. I was a little skeptical when I first put it on my face because the directions said that 2 to 3 drops would give you a full coverage. I found that I needed like 4 or 5. That could also be the primer that I was using. But once I put on my powder foundation, my skin looks flawless. Like, the mixture of the primer with those drops, I think my skin looks beautiful. I'm very, very happy with it. The powders sat on top of it very well. That was the one thing I was worried about. I've mixed like primers with cover drops, the Cover FX ones, and it didn't work out very well. So I was worried that once I set the primer, which is my entire base, with a powder, that it would cake up or it would react weird, but it didn't. It looks really, really beautiful. I'm very happy with it so far. I'm definitely gonna try and mix it with other moisturizers, other primers, more matte primers, more luminous primers, and see how it works. But overall, I think they are way better, way better than the Cover FX Custom Cover Drops. I love the packaging a lot better. I love the consistency better. I think they're a little bit more watery than the Cover FX drops, but I think that makes them more workable and easier to work with for people and a little bit less intimidating. Yeah, I'll check back in several hours and we'll see how it all looks. Hey guys, I'm back for a check-in. It has been like three and a half hours since I first put it on, and it still looks like really, really good. My pores look fantastic. I don't think I've ever had like my pores filled in this well and look so seamless. So far I'm a huge fan of that mixture. These things are really great so far. Like I said, I'm gonna have to try these out with more primers, with more moisturizers, and see what I think. But so far, this mixed with this is a match made in heaven. These were $33. This primer I think was like $6, $7. I know I got these from Ulta. I'm not sure if Sephora sells them. I'm sure you can find them on Clinique online. Again, they also, I forgot to mention this, they have a really good color range. I forget how many shades, but when I went into the store, I had to swatch a lot to see which one would be my color. And from what I remember, they had a nice selection of undertones. So I saw a lot that had more yellow, some more pinky. 110, the one that I have, is more of a neutral base. So that's also really nice because it sucks when they have a lot of shades, but a lot of the undertones don't necessarily match. And they did have several darker shades for you girls out there with darker skin tones, so I highly suggest checking it out. Just try it out. You can always return them. That's what I do. I think my makeup looks really, really bomb, so I'm very happy. Thank you guys so much for watching. That's the end of this first impressions. I'll keep you updated. Maybe you'll see this product in a future monthly favorites, who knows. And if you try this product, let me know what you think about them.